It is very dry. It is very dry.
Electricity, you know.
All right. Oh, thank goodness the music is off. Oh, it was just hideous.
We lost Will. You want to go get someone? Should I go get Will?
He'll be in.
I'll tell him it's now. You can't see through my hand, and I'm right-handed when I write. And I know you understand this, and I don't want to. So, I don't want to waste your time. We got paper. Starbucks bags.
Are we going to talk about non-Euclidean?
I didn't want to do this because I don't like hijacking everybody and everything.
I was wondering just before you would begin, if there is something that's within this. Of course, the Fibonacci.
If there's something what?
What exists that describes everything? That we can see, sort of.
The Fibonacci?
Like a leaf or
no.
Yeah. Or anything. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I would have preferred. Sometimes you start from the beginning to the end. Sometimes you start from the end to the beginning. We don't have hardly much time.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my girlfriend just said she doesn't mind that I haven't picked her up. but I had a commitment.
3 minutes.
I could have laid a foundation. I won't lay a foundation. It means that I'm starting just with a complete answer, but then maybe I'll work towards trying to explain why it is the answer. The Fibonacci sequence, first of all, there is not one Fibonacci sequence. There's the first most classic one. Just to begin, first, if you published every new finding in the Fibonacci series every day that they made, every day new discoveries that they made, you still couldn't keep up with, it would still take up 1,000 pages every day. It's endless, okay? But there are certain things that are true of everything. They're called axioms, priorities, theorems, whatever you want to call them. Absolutes, fixed constants. And this is always true, this first thing I'm about, this main thing. And this happens to be a discovery then that I tie in. And the reason I'm espousing this is because it didn't exist in modern academia, present day mathematics. And the reason I can say that is because my peer review from Russell Blake from Microsoft says that I discovered everything that I did is original. It never existed before. It was overlooked by conventional math. But we're going to forget that right now and just go to the math. So you take one, you put another one, you put a 2. That's a classic Fibonacci. And you asked me to do this, so that's why we're going to do that. 2 and 1 is 3. 3 and 2 equals 5. 5 and 3 equals 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. But I'm going to forget the 13. And I'm going to call it a 4. Looks like numerology, but in computer science we call it decimal parity when you reduce any large number to a discrete number. Okay, why am I doing this? Several reasons. But I'm not going to even go there right now. I'm just going to continue. 8 and 4 is 12 equals 3. 4 and 3 equals 7. 7 and 3 is 10 equals 1. 7 and 1 equals 8. 8 and 1 equals 9. 9 plus 8 equals 8. 9 plus 8 equals 8. 8 and 8 is 16 equals 7. 8 plus 7 equals 15 equals 6. 7 and 6 equals 13 equals 4. 6 and 4 equals 10 is 1. 4 and 1 equals 5. 5 and 1 equals 6. 6 plus 5 equals 11 equals 2. 6 plus 2 equals 8. 8 plus 2 equals 1.
Back here.
And I think it's, and 1 and 8 plus 2 equals 10 is 1.
1, 8, and 1 is not.
And 8 and 1 equals 9. And 9 plus 1 equals 1.
And then you're back to.
And 1 and 1 equals 2.
Right.
So that completes it in how many numbers? 24 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
No.
My eyes are so bad. What number is that? 2%. That's a 1. Now here's, well, you're not, I know, so I'll just show you. Okay, I was showing the quote by Tesla. If you only knew the secret of 3, 6, and 9, you know the secret of everything. And I just told you something new, something different. 9's in the center. It's not 3, 6, and 9. It's 3, 9, 6, and then it flips 6, 9, 3. So we're going to follow the 3 goes to 9, 9 goes to 6, 6 goes to 6. In between those two 6s is a shear, a boundary condition.
Right.
And further, it's palindrome. And further, 3 can never, here's the secret. I'm throwing out what are called priceless little truths, caveats. 3 can never touch a 6. 6 can never touch a 3. Never. Has to do with how the magnetic field works. Okay, it's perfectly modeling the magnetic field. And as you know, he who controls magnetism controls the universe. The numbers 3 and 6.
Marko do some of this behind magnicity and be co-joined in this and provide something for the rest of the world that, honest to God, has a base finally.
A base what?
A base. It actually has a base that it's based in. Because where everybody's sort of, this is, everything is separate, and it's like, no. And everybody's come up with this, and they called it that, and they called it this, and they are describing something, but it's...
I'm doing this tonight for you guys, just because I'm enjoying and I feel obligated, because I found a way to see what you're talking about, to get more data, more information, and so I'm sharing it. But in reality, I'm going back into my life of seclusion and isolation. But watch. So the next number is 3, the next number is 9, and the next number is 6. And that makes the hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Poorly drawn. It's supposed to be a circle. And it's every 4th number. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it goes 3, 9, 6, 6, 9, 3. And these all have polarities. It goes positive 3. Whenever 9 is negative, 3 and 6 are both positive. 9 is the control, and they're both the opposite. At the same time, they're in sync, they're in phase. Not going to go into all that right now. I will show you the legend for explaining all this. And that's that funny symbol.
Yes.
Okay? There's your 9, there's your 3, and your 6. It looks like you're counting on the perimeter of the circle, but you're not. It goes 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, which equals 7, 32 is 5, 64 is 10 is 1, 128 equals 11 is 2, 256 equals 13 is 4, 512 is 8, 1024 equals 7, 2048 equals 14 is 5. Infinity, the lazy 8, has a field, because the infinity is a coil. Backwards, half of 1 is 0.5, half of that's 0.25 equals a 7, half of that's 0.125 equals an 8, half of that is 0.0625, which equals 13 is 4, half of that is 0.03125, which equals 11 is 2. Oh, every pattern that exists in mathematics, I was able to take all the known branches of math, every known calculation function. I'm going to shock you, though. But wait. I'm going to shock you, because I am going to show you that numbers don't move. You want to see something that doesn't move? Not only do they not move, today when we do business, here we're at Starbucks, numbers move and the functions are rigid. Multiplying, addition. My team, I can say I discovered, because I did this work originally, that it's not numbers that move. Numbers are nodes. They're stationary vector interstices. The functions move. The calculations move over the surface topology of the numbers. But wait. So I showed you that doubling circuit. I said there was 2. So if we count every 4th number, okay, starting with this one right here, let's see if I can do it. 5, this one right here, if we count 4 numbers over, 1, 2, 3, 4, goes to that number 2. That number 2 has the double. Goes to 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes to number 4. Now remember, I'm doing what you wanted, the Fibonacci. So after the Fibonacci, and I'm showing you it's a circuit. And I'm showing you something going on inside the Fibonacci, because the Fibonacci is created from the inside out. Phyllotaxis, the spiral, the vortex, from the inside out. So next number after 4 has got to be 8. And it's going to be the fourth one over. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 goes to 8, and it has a direction. It has an up, down, right, left, front, back. It has a preferred frame of reference. This is all has to do with flux fields. And 8 goes to a 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's 16. 16 doubles 32 equals 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the 5. I have found the most predictive that can predict all knowledge, all the future destiny, the fate of anything and everything. I have found God's talisman.
And what about?
Wait.
Okay.
Say it, but I'm not going to answer.
Because
Say
I was
it, but I won't answer.
Progression.
Go ahead.
I was just wondering about that 5 waves to actually gain something. Yeah, like progression.
No, I don't understand.
That everything that progresses is progressed, but that it's been seen that it just generally never is broken, but it's actually in 5 waves.
5 waves?
Yeah, 5 waves to get 1. So you basically get 3 and 2 occur, and 1 is no, wait a minute. You're getting.
Stop there. We'll come back to that, and I maybe can do justice to it. But we won't get anywhere if we don't complete our train of thoughts. We began on that one right there. I just ended on it because 1, 2, 3, 4, and that was 32 equals 64 is 10 is 1, and I just completed a circuit going this way. What I wanted to show you is that there's always 2 circuits, because now if I look at this 2 right here, in the reverse direction, it's going to that 4. See? 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know what comes after 4 is 8. So where's the 8? 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. That 4 is going to 8. And see how this is going that way, and this is all ratchets. These are all gears. Everything is mechanical. I found a way to model everything, how it interfaces. Okay, so then now 8 is going to go to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's in the Fibonacci. All this is happening. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1. And that one's going to go to that 2 over there. I just know it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 circuits with a flux field. And then the 1 and 8 here is its functions is still not comprehended. I'm just being thorough. And there's many Fibonacci's, and they always have these circuits in them. If there's anything ever found that these circuits aren't a part of, then it doesn't exist. Or this would be false, and this is not false. Because this is a common thread that's inside of everything known to man. Every math, every science, every chemistry, every microbiology. I just wanted to take the Fibonacci for a second, show you these circuits for a second. There's much to be said. Why is this symbol and the Fibonacci tied up together? And then I'm going to take it to numbers not moving and show it another way. A half of one we already did was 0.5, 0.25, 0.125, 0.0625, 0.03125. We have an axis down the middle. The right and left is a mirror. These 2 points are a mirror. That's because there's an emanation shooting out of here that's creating this. I have found a way to see spirit. I have found the missing energy inside a magnetic field. That's why the 9, this is the 0, and that's why 9 lines up over it. 0 times anything is nothing, and 0 is not on a number line. This is the 0 right here. It's the hole. It's the vortex well. Nothing gets to 0. I'm not going to go into how we solved pi is a whole number or anything else at this point. I'm going to go straight to another point, and I really want to show the symmetry. And but I can't talk on a million different things at the same time, so I'm just going to skip it for a second. Did you want to say something?
I was just going to ask if, well, maybe it's not for us. Maybe to be about this law, the law of square, and that perhaps we could know that the law of squares was just the real math of China. Ancient
I'll
China
say something.
And,
You know, John
Maya.
Searle did a lot of it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's primarily where I first sort of could understand, because it was really him coming here and explaining it.
1 and 2, the prime numbers are considered 1, 2, 3, 5. Turns out 1 and 2 are not primes. 3's a prime, 5's a prime, 7's a prime, 11's a prime. It turns out base 10 comes from the prime number 3 squared makes mod 9 base 10. They say it's arbitrary, you can count any base system. Completely in error.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Completely in error.
Yeah.
There's only a handful of base systems that create a torus, that are symmetrical. Wait,
Okay.
I'll never...
Right.
I've already skipped so many things I wanted to say here. I mean, I feel horrific. 2 is the same, so I won't skip it, is the number 5. You were talking about the relationship to 2 to 1. Just earlier you wanted to say how that relates to 3. The binary code 1, 2, 4, 8 is not binary because it's over a triangle lattice. It's triangulated.
Right.
Okay, because a magnetic field is what? Hexagon. In fact, the binary is
Sawtooth.
3 and 6. Because 3 doubled is 6, 6 doubled is 12 equals 3, 12 doubled is 24 is 6, 24 doubled is 48 equals 12 is 3, 48 doubled is 9, 6 is 15 is 6. When Tesla was saying if you only knew the secret of the 3, 6, and 9, it's really 3, 9, 6. That's the boundary condition. There's a minimum of 3 parts always. The third part, which is the control of the cause, is always invisible. It's an optical illusion, the duality. I could go into a diatribe about male, female, and being in phase and sync, but I don't want to go there.
Right.
Except what I wanted to say is our ancients encrypted in the doubling one way, the halving the other way. You saw that was 0.5, 0.25, still equal to 7, 0.125, still equal to an 8. Every time you go around the hole, come out the other side, you invert. It's working like a corkscrew. It's working as a vortex. See, the gears are meshing together. But now it's becoming just a wash of ink, this whole page of paper. But watch this. The powers of 10 have nothing to do with 10 fingers, and I still haven't explained it, base systems yet, where they came from prime being squared. But that's 1 over 1. This is 5.5, because the half of 1 is 0.5, and it's 5/10. The powers of 10 is 10n is 10 times 10 is 100. And what was that? 25 hundredths, or 7. That was 125 what? Thousandths. And 10 times 100 equals 1,000. And then this is 10,000, which is 10 times 1,000, or 625 what? 6 plus 2 plus 5 equals 13 equals 4. 10 thousandths. The next number must be a 2. There's your 2. And it came from 3,125 hundred thousandths, which is 10n. The powers of 10 have nothing to do with 10 fingers. In fact, this isn't 10 because there's an axis down the center. They're opposals, and they can hide behind the other. And there's really not 9 numbers here. There's really 18 numbers because I give them polarity. And when this one's positive, I'm saying I'm getting way so far out there.
But we could
Here's the
describe
axis.
this actually with various molecules.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's where it all goes.
Right, exactly.
This is a mirror of this number here, 1 and 8. This is positive 1. This is negative 8. They don't look the same, 1 and 8. But these 2 points look like mirrors. So what I did was I took your infinity that you were talking about, figuratively yours, the Mobius, and I showed that it has, each side of the axis has 3 points rounded. I mean, I really can add detail to everything.
Wow. Right.
But watch this one now. Here's the shocker. You ready? Yeah. They're on the same horizontal plane. Remember, this is 1, and this went to 125 thousandths. And then this becomes a million, then a billion to a trillion. The 1s are always at the top. The 10s were always at the bottom. This was 625 10,000ths. This was 5/10ths. The 10s are always at the bottom. This was 25 hundredths. This is 625 hundred thousandths. The hundreds are always in the middle. Everything's stratifying. I found a colander. I found a sieve. Watch this now. If these 2 points are mirrors horizontally lined up, this stratification, multiples, but they are true mirrors 1 and 8. We just don't ever notice it. Multiples of 1 goes up plus 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then multiples of 8 to be a mirror would have to be 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 9, starting from the inside out, and sure enough it is. 2 8s equals 16, 3 8s equals 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72. When reduced to a single digit, that's 16 equals 7, 24 equals 6, 32 equals 5, 40 equals 4, 48 is 12 is 3. Every multiplication series has a mate. 1 and 8 are mates. And they're all horizontally lined up, but here's the shocker. They're not a duality. They look like a duality. They are, to get to the other one on the same plane, it's thirds. 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Everything's based on 3, not 2. The 2 is an optical illusion. Okay, so even multiples of 2 and multiples of 7. 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It's got to be over here. 7, 5, 3, 1, 8, 6. And that's what Tesla, that's why I pulled that out. And here's 2 7s is 14 is 5, 21 is 3, 28 is 10 is 1, 35 is 8, 42 is 6, 49 4, 56 11 2, 63 9. This was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Same for 4 and 5. Always separated by 3. 2 wings of the butterfly create the mirroring. Here's, and I guess I have to stop after this. I'm just squeezing it in. 1, 2, 4, 3, 9, 6, 8, 7, 5. It turns out that this symbol is a legend for an XYZ non-Cartesian coordinate system that models the underpinning geometry of the universe. The vertical axis, the X, is always 8, 9, 1, 2. Here's 7, here's 6. And this is positive. It's an emanation coming this way. This is negative. It's a negative vortex.
Oh, this 9 molecule being here, it relates to everything because you cannot hydrate a single damn thing without 9 carbon. 9 non-solar.
I'd love to just learn and apply it further.
It's unbelievable.
8, 7, 5. So what's the number going to be over here? 1, 2. This has got to be a 4. This has got to be a 2. This has got to be an 8. This has got to be a 7. Sure enough, what's in between 4 and 2? 3. Here's a 9, 6. Well, we know it flips, so that's 5, 6, 7. What's between 1 and 7? A 5. 7, 5, 1. What's the horizontal axis? That was an X, Y, Z. That's X. There's the Y is the horizontal. Sure enough, 9, 5, and 2 5s is 10 is 1. There it is. 1, 2, 3. Here will be a 9. And what's it right over here? Here's a 9 and an 8. That has to be a 4. And under 5 is a 4, and 2 4s is 8. 3 4s is 12 is 3. Multiples of 4 and 5. All in multiplication series is a cross section of 3D space. No one ever thought that numbers are a part of cosmology, of physics. I was able to figure out what numbers are, where they came from, how they work. I can't even do justice to this discovery yet. But wait, no, I gotta finish. Because we're leaving. You pick that 9. If you take all the numbers around that 9, if it's being created on the invisible perpendicular z-axis, then it's creating a shock wave in all directions. That means that's the source. In between 1 and 4 is 2, in between 4 and 7 is 8, and that's 9, under 9 is 8. Add up the 5, 2, 4, 8, 3, 9, 6, add it to 9, and it will equal the source, which is 9. I didn't force the numbers, it's not arbitrary, it's not capricious, it's based on predictability, perfection, it's based on a truth, absolutes. So sure enough, 5 plus 2 equals 7. I'm going to stop at the 6 and add it with the 9. 7 plus 4 is 11 is 2. 8 plus 2 equals 1. 1 and 8 equals 9. 9 plus 3 equals 12 is 3. 9 plus 3 is 12 is 3. 6 and 3 is 9. 9 9 is 18 equals 9. This thing is making shock waves of 9 in all directions. The numbers don't move. They're communicating vibration. They're passing motion. They're a continuous medium. They're a plenum. I found how numbers are revealing magnetism, spirit, energy, and electrical. These are electrical, the doubling circuits, and these are in a pair. I haven't explained the lines, where they come from, this wire mesh, how it's really a shear. I call it an electron shear. The next system, and there's 2 circuits in the base 10 system, that makes a torus, which is a base counting system. I just showed that the base 10 system is a 3D toroidal counting system. No one ever did this before. I have a letter from Microsoft right now that you can see if you want when we turn off the camera on my phone, saying that I discovered a form of math that never existed before. From Microsoft's finest, Russell Blake. So what's my final point? My final point is that no numbers alone. Every number has a number up, down, right, left, front, back. And with this math, you can model perfectly magnetic fields. This 396693, which is what Tesla was talking about, and that picture of Tesla's work with the multiplication table that I just showed you, I actually showed that it makes a torus. My final point is, the next prime after 3 is 5. 5 times 5 equals 25. That's mod 25, which makes base 26. And base 26 makes a torus not with 2 conductors, but with 4. Any base always has an even amount of conductors, okay? Because there's always one source, which is the odd. And this all has to do with how all numbers are actually like their finger prostrating or pointing to the face of God. Everything is acknowledging that there's a commonality, origin, or source, an invisible hand creating it, which in this case is spirit, okay? Even though God's omniscient and unknown, other than by his attributes and names, his most beautiful, comely names and attributes, spirit is the supreme motive, cause, force. It has to be renewed and refreshed constantly, or everything would disintegrate. It wouldn't continue to exist. And I found a way to see what numbers, every one of these numbers is spirit shooting through the skin at a different moment of the torus. And I found a way to harness spirit. And I discovered that only magnetism can give slippage and free play to spirit quick enough. And magnetism is always moving in the opposite direction. And then I use that spirit and magnetism to create electricity to get us out of the petroleum era, to get us out of the combustion engine era. But that's a whole other story, because will I ever live to see that day, and will I ever get to apply and do all my work? I've hit a glass ceiling in my life. Okay. Not only will I not probably ever get anything done, but I'm probably not even able to take care of myself. I'm dysfunctional because I can't teach and talk and live and do my research and make money and do everything at the same time. I've reached my glass ceiling in life. Hold it. Spell me your first name.
David.
For David.
Yeah.
And Will. What's today's date? 12/22/2015 with love, Marko. And give me your first name. Susie. S-U.
S-A-N.
S-U.
Whatever.
Sue. Okay. Vitya, you got the short end of the deal. For Will and David plus Susan with love. Marko.
Okay.
12.
Close, guys.
Nice.
Oh, our vehicle hopefully.
And that's the quickest, condensed, fastest. I didn't do justice to the subject. I barely understand it myself. But I found a tool. I found a way to do everything you ever dreamed of, especially relating to DNA. My favorite topic with this, and chemistry, and all that. But what can I do? I'm just flesh and blood.
It's amazing. There's an aggregation of fusion and differentiation, and the idea that our cells arise through mitotic cell division is untrue. But the most hardcore observation of things is that the cell is not the original building block, but that a fundamental existence is underneath that describes how everything forms in a process of aggregation, fusion, and differentiation, and that there's a fundamental axioms that's underneath everything. The one thing I just was wondered about is what about the idea that there isn't a whole number, that's all sort of thing, or that there isn't a whole number, or what about the idea that there isn't anything such as actually another right angle after one, or that not anything could be...
You'll have to answer. You'd have to master this math and see that everything does have an answer.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can't be...
Yeah. Because that's something which I'd be
I would answer that we had some time. I'd love to address those issues, but I'd have to understand the question.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm going to use the
we'll
restroom
time.
for 1 second. Thank you, Vitya.
So, what would be
If I can ever get it off his phone.
the emails?
It's a little big by now.
We should continue on, but I think that we really have to get to the base about the idea of there's no such thing as sort of Euclideanness, and then how do we describe and what could we see of patterns that's non-Euclidean? And is it true that actually what is happening there is functionally non-Euclidean, so that it's going to come up with a leaf? It's going to show the shape of a leaf,
Right.
And you can continually go into the edge of the leaf and see the shape of the whole leaf perpetually.
A harmonic
And keep
fractal,
going
yeah.
further or out.
Yeah.
You're going to find the same shape. You're basically going to find some variations of it, but it's going to look the same. Right? Just variations.